Hi, this is Pam Kaplan. I am the fleet coordinator with the Missouri-Arkansas region. This short video is going to show you a demonstration of the RC Reserve system. It's a national platform, and this particular video is going to focus on the administrative privileges that a fleet coordinator has. First of all, let me show you the different pages that we have in Missouri, Arkansas. If you put in MOR, that's going to bring up the different locations that we have. And our locations are where chapter buildings are. So we have Central Northern Missouri, primary location is Columbia. Greater Arkansas, which primary location is Little Rock. We have the Greater Kansas City chapter, which primary location is Kansas City. We have Greater St. Louis. We actually have two different locations there. We have the Creve Coeur chapter building and Maryland Heights, which is our blood distribution center. We also have Northwest Arkansas, main office Rogers, Central Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, main office Jonesboro, and Southern Missouri, SOMO, which the main office is in Springfield. So these are the three separate pages that we have. Um, just to give you a reminder, if we go to one of these pages and there's two, they have cars in Columbia. They actually do not have meeting rooms. So if we search by calendar, this is going to provide the list that we have on fleet vehicles in Columbia. This is what anybody can see that uses the RC reserve system. What I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you behind the scenes the administrative settings in terms of changing anything as adding an asset or changing a reservation. So if you hit on settings, you're going to find along here reservations, locations, and assets. Right now, we're going to focus in on if we wanted to add an asset. Okay, so if we click on asset, or if we wanted to make a change to an asset. And I am going to put in MOR, and I'm going to bring up Greater Arkansas, and I'm going to work on our transportation entries, and then I will hit search. These along here, you're going to find all the active uh, vehicles that we have in Greater Arkansas, and these will actually this will be forward facing on the actual platform to anybody who uses it. If for some reason I change that status to inactive, that means that anybody on that system will no longer be able to view that asset. So, for example, this asset in particular, um, this is where if you for some reason we were going to take this out of rotation or we were replacing this vehicle, then we would hit inactive and that would remove it from the list. Uh, and if there's any changes to be made, if we wanted to add an asset, so I'm going to go back to the assets in Little Rock, add an asset, these different items come up. And the most important thing is to always make it active. And there's certain naming conventions that you will find in a handout that will allow you to answer all these different questions. So if we go back to assets, if we wanted to make a change, if we bring up the Equinox and we decide it's no longer in Pine Bluff, we want to move it to Little Rock. So we would make that change here. In the description for vehicles that are not parked at the chapter office, we have the address and what the key access information that's needed. So if we go back to the assets and go to reservations, we're going to look at the different reservations that are in Greater Arkansas right now. And we're sticking with vehicles, and we can set this time frame for however long we want. So I'm going to select it for the end of May, and I'm going to apply it. And then you have to hit search. Okay, right now there are 2 different reservations for that time period. And this will tell you who has made it, and it will tell you obviously the vehicle, and the date and time. If for some reason this vehicle needs to be swapped out with another one, that actually can be done. You would hover over the reservation name and hit view reservation, and you would be able, if there was a vehicle available, you would be able to change that asset. Um, I'm going to go back and um, same here. Um, this will take us back. And so this will show you the reservation. We can also cancel a reservation at this stage as well. And that will notify the person of that change. So the 2 primary things you need to remember is uh, anytime you want to see a reservation or make changes to a reservation, you would have that ability. And also, if you need to make changes to an asset or add assets to a certain page, you would do it on this particular page. So if you go back to your landing page, that takes you back to the actual uh, place that everyone who uses RC Reserve starts at. So that is the end of this demonstration. There will be other resources to help you do those responsibilities on your new employee onboarding site.